Okay, thanks. So we'll start with this logical and conditional statements. So whenever I speak of logical thing or conditional thing, the first thing that comes to our mind is your operators or comparison operators or Boolean operations. Okay, so comparison or your Boolean operations. So what are the different types of Boolean operations which we look at actually? So in Python or whatever may be the language, but we'll speak with respect to Python. So if I have something like, if this is my symbol, okay, if I have a symbol like this, so what is the meaning of it actually? This is nothing but it is less than. Okay. Then if I have a statement something less than equal to, it means it is less than or equal to. Then I have an maybe the operator, whatever it may be, it is double equals. See, here you have to be very careful. When have a single equal statement, that it refers to an assignment. Say yesterday we have seen that, say for example, x is equal to 5 or b is equal to a is equal to 10, like something. Those one single equal, if I put it no, it is used for assignment, assigning a particular number, assignment statement. So if I put double equal symbol, it's equal, it is the meaning is actually it is equal to. Now similarly, I have it is greater than symbol and equal to. This is the meaning is it is greater than or equal to. Then I have the greater than symbol itself. This is symbol greater than. Maybe the last one. So exclamatory equal to, which means it is not equal to. I think this Boolean operations is what we, so this 6 Boolean operations we use regularly. See, what does it do actually? See, when I have this Boolean expression, what does it do? So when they have this Boolean expression, okay, it asks a question. Okay, it will ask what is it, whether it is matches or not. So it asks a question, then it will end up with either yes or no. Okay, and it pass on the control. So if depending upon this yes or no, it pass on the control, okay, to the programmer to control to the next possible statement, what it is. Let me give an example. Say if I tell, for example, x is equal to 5 is what I am going to define. I'm defining x is equal to 5. Then if I give a statement, if, okay, x is less than 10, okay, if x is less than 10, print, maybe it may be a number, a small number, whatever it may be, it is a small number, something I'm telling. Now I have one more statement, that is if x is greater than some number 15 or whatever it may be, some number, so print it is a bigger number. Okay, so once you are done this, so this particular statement, so what does it do, what does your program does actually? So program, if I try to put a flow chart for it actually, so the flow chart will be something like this. So this is my x is equal to 5, fine, it goes here, then you know that the conditional statement is actually, it is a your rhombus or whatever it may be. What it checks actually, it checks x is less than 10. If it is yes, so if it is yes, I will have the print statement. What I will print actually? Print small number. If it is no, what it will go? If it is no, it will check again. That means it will check for whether my x is greater than 15. If that particular number is yes, it will print it is bigger number. If it is else, it will come out. If I want, I can add some number here. So if maybe I can tell print, maybe I can call it as something like finish the program or whatever it may be. So here I will get the print finish. See, what is it actually? This is a program. This is your program syntax, what I have, and this is your flow chart, what I have on the right hand side. So what it is doing actually, it is trying to see what are the Boolean operations add, less than, I have greater than. So these are, what are the things? No, these are something called as, what are I am checking? No, this is one conditional step, this is one conditional step. So these are called as conditional steps or conditional check. Conditional checks. I'm going to check whether that particular number is less than 10 or greater than 10, and I will tell that this is what it is supposed to do. So Boolean expression, what does it do? It is using what exactly it's using? It is using the comparison operators. So sometimes some books, instead of yes and no, they call it as true or false. If it is true, it has to execute one command. If it is false, it has to execute one more command. So the condition statement, once it is checked for the condition, it will be true or false, yes or no. And comparative operator, whatever the comparison operators, no, they look at the variables and do not change the variables. See, what is it actually does actually? Say if I tell that, say for example, some x is greater than 10, it only checks, it only check the values of the variable, and it doesn't change, doesn't change it. It only checks, it only look for the variables whether the condition is satisfied or not, and it does not change the variables. So this always you have to keep in our mind. Fine. Now, once you have this, say for example, we have different types of operators, what I told actually. Is it possible to have all the operators in one particular, maybe one after the other, all the 6 operators? Yes. Say for example, equal, greater than or equals to, less than or equal to, or not equal to. I can put that. I can write a simple program and try to explain all the comparison operators. Let's look at it. Let's look into that actually. So we call that as comparison operators. So let me put some x is equal to some, let me put it as 6, x is equal to 6. Let me check first equal statement. First equal statement will check if x is equal to 6. Look at this. Whenever you have this, but it has to be closed with a colon statement. You have to close that if statement with a colon statement. I can print it is equal to 6. Fine. Equal to 6. Whatever I want, I can print it. Same thing. That condition is not satisfied. I'll put one more condition. Let me put one more condition. If x is some greater than 4, then I can put print that number is greater than 4. If, next one more statement, let me check for if x actually. If x, it is less than or equal to 6. Less than or equal to 6. Print it is greater than, sorry, less than or equal to less than or equal to 6. Less than or equal to 6. Or if I want only less than, actually I want to check it actually. If x is less than 6, right? It is less than 6. Look at this, all the things I can cross check. Or if it is greater than, if it is x is greater than or equal to 6, let print it actually. It is greater than or equal to 6. Or if x is not equal to 6, less than or greater than, so if x is not equal to 6, I can print it is not equal to 6. Look at these statements, what are I am using? See, all the Boolean expressions, I am checking for equal condition, either greater condition or greater than less than condition, less than or equal to condition, or less than condition or not equal to condition. I can write as simple as possible using these Boolean operations. Is it whether I need to have only one statement after your decision? Is it only one decision or say two? I can have more number of decisions I can have? Yes, I can have. Say for example, this is a single decision. See what I am trying to do. If this particular thing, say for example, already I defined. Let me put a simple flow chart. What I am checking actually, I am checking x is equal to 6. Okay. Then the next code actually what it does actually, it will check for x is equal to 6. So if it is yes, it will go for printing. If it is no, it will go for one more check. This is what I am trying to do here. Is it possible to have more yes statements? Say if it is x is equal to 6, print, is it 5 or is it 6? Is it still 6? So I can have n number of statements, something like print A, print A, print B, print C, all that can have. So it need not be, see, I can have not only one statement, I can have n number of statements here. I can have, see, with one condition, I can print, I can do n number of calculations. So say for example, I have an equation. So say something like I have an equation y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. So I want to calculate that equation for x is equal to all the values of x less than 2 and sum it up. Just an example I am trying to do. What I am going to do actually, so let me write that. So let me write an equation. So let I have an equation y is equal to some ax square plus bx plus c. What I want actually, so that means this is a problem. Add the values of x. That means add all the values of y for x. Okay, for x value varying from maybe something like 0.5 to some 2 in steps of 0.1. I'll give the statements. So 0.5 to 2 means how many steps? 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, 1, 1.1, 1.2, like that. I have around 15 steps. So 15 numbers are there. For each value of this particular x actually, I have to check it. So what I will do actually, when you have such things, I will use my conditional statements. So for x is equal to 0.1, so add it. Then x is, so for all the things, if x is less than 2. First I'm going to define x is equal to 0.1 and I'm going to put for x is equal to 2. See, what I'm going to do actually, if I try to write a program, I will write for x is equal to 0.5. If x is less than 2, yes, condition is satisfied, then I'll put y is equal to, I'm going to define the value of a, all those things and all. A is defined, a is equal to some 0.5, b is equal to some 0.6 and all is defined. I'll try to calculate a x square plus bx plus c. I will try to calculate this. This I'm going to calculate. Then what I'm going to do? I'm going to increment x is equal to your 0.5, that is your the previous x plus 0.1. Okay, so previous x 0.1. So here I see if I need to do that. So this condition, I need to ensure that this comes back. If it is only one condition, what will happen? Yes, x is less than 1. Only once this is there. So only once it comes out, yes, it will do the calculation, it comes out. So this is something like what we call it as one-way decisions. So what will happen if I have a condition where I need to do it repetitively? So repeatedly I need to do. So if x is equal to less than 2, if x is less for all the values of this, but I need to do that. Okay. Then what I need to do? I need to two-way decisions, or I need sometimes multiple decisions. So in that case, what I'm going to do? So if x is this thing, else you do this. That is called as two-way decisions. If else statement. Are you getting? So if statement will give one-way decision or one-way condition. If it satisfies yes, it will do this. Otherwise, go to the next step. Okay. Now, what is this two-way decisions? This is a one-way decision. So let me call this as, so comparison, whatever I showed. No, if statement is a one-way decision. We call it as one-way decision. So there are conditions where we have to go to two-way decisions. What is it actually? Two-way decisions. Let me have some example. Say I'm going to define some x is equal to some 4. It may define as 4 or 5, whatever it may be. Now, if x is some, okay, let me take a smaller number, x is greater than 2, print it is a large number, whatever it may be. Large number or what larger than what we have, some statement I'm putting larger or whatever it may be. Else, I have to do that. Else, if it is greater than 2, I will do that. If it is less than 2, what I need to do? Print it is smaller. So what is it actually? What does it do actually? That means x is equal to some 4. Fine. It goes for the condition here. It will check. First condition it will check. X is greater than 2. Is it true? It will go to the right hand side. If it is false, it will come to the left hand side. If it is yes, it is print larger. If it is false, it is print smaller. So this is called as two-way decisions. And two-way decisions, we use what it's actually it is with else statement. So one-way decisions, I'll go with if statement. Okay. Now, so when you look at this particular block, look at this particular block. Okay. And what I am trying to do here. This is what I am trying to do. This is the equivalent flow chart. Then I can, if I want, I can have one more statement here, and that will do. It will execute. So if else statement means, I will try to go with two-way decisions. Is it possible to go for more conditionals? Is it necessary that I need to go for only two-way? Can I go for multiple decisions? Yes, this is called as n number of ways. What is it actually? Say for example, same problem. Some x is equal to 4. If x is less than 2, I'll print small. Else check for some other number, x is equal to some 6. Some print something. That is, so in that case, what I will use actually, print elif else. So else if we call it as, usually when you have such a multiple decisions, we go with what is called as if, else if, then else. Okay. Now this else if actually we use it as elif actually. Print else if, then we'll go for else. So this is the multiple. I can go for, so it need not be 3 actually, it can be more than that also. It can be 3, 4, 5, whatever it may be. I can go for whatever may be the number of things what I'm trying to do. Okay, so let me define some x is equal to some 20. Let me go bigger number. So let me go some x is equal to some 15. Okay, x is equal to some 15. So I'll give some statement, condition statement. If x is equal to less than 2, look at this. So I can print it is a smaller number. Let me put one more condition. See, this condition is yes, it will put. Suppose if it is no, I have to do multiple checks. I need to do. I have to do multiple checks. One more check I'll put actually. What is it actually? It is else if. That is elif. I'll check whether x is equal to some 8, less than 8. So the colon statement, I'll put it is a what is called as a medium number or something like a number between small and large, whatever. If both the conditions fail, see, if the condition is x is less than 2, it will print x is equal to smaller. So if it is x is equal to less than 8, it will print medium. If both the conditions fail, it has to print else. So simply put colon, then it will print it is a large number. It's a large number. So if I try to put the same in the flow chart, x is equal to 15, fine. Then it will come to the conditional statement, x is less than 2. If it is s, it will print smaller. If it is no, the condition is not satisfied, it will go to x is less than 8. It will check for it. If it is, the condition is yes, it will print medium or whatever it may be, some number between. So both the conditions fail, it will print. So it has to print. It's not condition. It has to print a large number, whatever you're going to give it. So this is a multiple way. I can now see, need not be, I can now access, I can have one more statement. See, instead of this particular thing, so I can go down, I can put one more actually. I can put elif x is less than 12. So I can put large, and this I can change it to largest. Fine. So what I am putting one more this thing. So I'm putting n number of conditions. First it will check for x is equal to less than 2, then it will check for x is equal to less than 8, then it will check for x is equal to less than 12. Then if all the 3 conditions fail, then it will print this is the largest number. That means this number is greater than all the 3 conditions what you have given. So this is a multiple way or large number. See, something that I can have n number of things. So it no not but 3. So I can start with something like small number, medium number, big number, large number, huge number, or some kind of a gigantic number, whatever it may be. So what are this? I'm trying to give this simple example. That means that I can have all this conditional logical thing using the logical conditions. I can check for what knowledge, what's happening over there. I can check for these conditions and I can come out of it. Print this thing or do something. Do that particular expressions. Okay. Now, is it possible for us to go for some kind of a thing? Try and accept the structure. See, you have a condition where where I should able to do this, otherwise it has to do the other one. Okay, so I have such things. Say for example, I have in let me take. So we have to try for we have one condition, something like called as try. We call that as try and accept things. Try and accept. We call that as structures. Okay, try and accept structure. What is actually? See, if the code is in the try, if the code in the whatever the program, the try works actually, the accept is this part is skipped. Say for example, so let me something like say try, you have some 1 or 2 lines, then accept 1 or okay, let me say these 3 lines. See, if this particular this code works, then what will happen? If this code, that is part A, let me call it as this is A, this is B. If A works actually, I am going to skip the B. Okay. Suppose if A fails, okay, if code works actually, then B is skipped. I won't worry about what will happen. I won't look at the codes at all. So I just go through the A, what and all written in that particular part. Then simply I will go out of this particular program. Suppose if this code doesn't work, that means if code in A fails, if code in the A fails, then B is executed. We have such conditions. That is called as try and accept conditions. Okay. So if part A works, B is skipped. If A fails, then it will go to the B. So this is one more conditional statement. So one more conditional statement where A and B are try and accept. Okay. So say for example, we may be having some condition, something like this. Let me give an example. Try and accept. Okay. So let me take one string. Let me take a string and try to explain. So let me. So it is something like some A is equal to some string. Let me call it as geo dongle, whatever it may be. I'm using. So let me call it as geo. So now I will use try command. So try followed by colon. So you have some statement. Print my name, something like this. Then, so you try to convert this. Say for example, I have some B. You try to convert that to integer, some statement. So then I am going to print one more statement. Print. So let me call it as print year, whatever it may be, I am going to do. Otherwise, except what I am going to do, B is equal to some negative number, -1 or -2, whatever it may be. So what does it is meaning actually? So see, in this particular code, let us look at this code very neatly. Okay. Now look at this particular code, whatever I have now, this code, you look at it. Now, what is the geo? This is a string. Okay. Is it possible for me to convert that geo to an integer? Look at this. Yesterday we have seen that. So 3 types of data types are there. What are the 3 types of data types? We have integer, we have float, and we have strings. Now, the condition here is actually I am trying to give 2 conditions. So this is my first part of the code. This is my second part of that. We call this as A, this as C. So I'm trying to define A is equal to some geo, some string I have defined. It is not an integer, it is not a number. If I would have given A is equal to some 10, say instead of this thing, if I give A is equal to some 10, even though it's a string, but I can convert that string to integer, then A will definitely work. That means, see, for this condition, A is equal to geo, first it will try print my name, it will work. Then B is equal to int of A, trying to convert that string to integer. So if it fails, it fails. So here all the lines, maybe the code lines will not work. So that means in the try, this fails. So what it will go, it will see whatever I'm going to, so that means it will go to except commands and it will try to execute this, what is there. So instead of this, if I give A is equal to 10 within the string, that is with it as a string, then it will print my name, it's going to do. Then it will try to convert B is equal to integer of A. So integer of that particular string, or then I can able to get the B is equal to 10. And then I can print here or print A or whatever I want I can do. So that means A will execute, then I won't go to B at all. B is skipped. I'm giving a simple example. You may come across this kind of situations when you're writing a code. I'm giving a simple situation where how this particular part try will work and except will not, except will be skipped. If try doesn't work, it will go to B. And this is called as try and except things. Okay. Now, okay, if you try to look at all this logical statements, all those things and all your expressions, they may be equal to, not equal to, logical operators or conditional execution. If you look at all those things actually, what is more important thing is actually if else statement or a simple if statement or if else statement or multiple conditions. That is, we call that as some books they call that as multiple way conditions or chained conditions. So if x is equal to, or if x is less than y, to do some operation. If x is greater than y, do some operation. That I'm going to do. See, I'm going to. So it's called as chained conditions. So if x I'm going to define something, y I'm going to define something. Then I will just simply tell if x is less than y, I'll do something. Okay, something. Then else if. Okay, that is EL if x greater than y, I will do something. Else I will do something. So elif is an abbreviation for else if commands. Now, is it necessary only I have to go with less than equal, or less than or greater than? It can be equals also. So there are conditions where, say for example, grading of the students. Let me look at your grading of the students actually. So you have based on, I can write a simple program and I'll start giving some assignments. Say for example, we all know that. So F grade means, so something, I will give that. It will not go by our COE marks and all. So anything more than 95 or greater than 95. Let me call that as S grade. Okay. Greater than, okay, or equal to 95. Then A grade is between 90 to 95. Sorry, 85. Sorry, greater than 90. So it is 90 to 95. B is equal to 85 to 80 to 85. Between 80 to 85. Then D is equal to between 70. So yeah. So 75 to 80. Let me give some 4 grades. Then anything less than 80, less than 75 D grade. Let me put some condition. Now I will give a set of data of all the students. Thousands of students I'm going to give, or hundreds of students I'm going to give. I will ask you to write a program where I need to able to tell that, see, this particular student who scored S grade or who scored A grade, who scored B grade, who scored D grade, or who scored B grade. And how many number of students scored S grade, how many number of students scored A grade, how many number of students scored B grade, all those things. So this is where I can tell less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. I can use some simple logic. Anything more than greater than or equal to or F grade, someone is getting equal to or less than or equal to less than 40, so F grade. How many number of candidates failed? So I can clearly write maybe a program using these conditional statements, and I can do that. Is it? So see, there may be a condition where I may have to nested conditions. So what is it actually? This is a simple condition where this is a particular thing where I can write a program to use all the things less than, greater than, all those things. There are situations where I may have nested conditions. What is it actually? Nested loop. We call that as a nested loop. What is it actually? Say I'm going to define x is equal to some number, some y is equal to, stop, let's put x is equal to some 10, y is equal to some 20. Now I'll put a condition. If x is equal to y, fine, equal to y, print something. Else, I'll put one more if statement. If x is less than some number, I will tell 15. Okay, print something. Else, I'll print something. What is it actually? This is one loop. So inside this particular thing, I have one more loop. So you have one condition nested within the another condition. So what is it actually? It's a 3 branches. Outer branch, see, the outer condition contains 2 branches and inner condition contains 1 branch. What is it actually? X is equal to y. I will go see what is it, how it looks like. Actually it looks like something like this. So the condition is something like this. The first condition is x is equal to y. So it goes like this. Fine. This is yes, I will do something. So here what has happened? It is no. It will go and check for x is equal to less than your number. What is it actually? 15 or so. Fine. Here also I will get yes. Here also I will get no. Then I will have some statement print here, some statement I am going to give here. Then all should convert somewhere here. So all should convert somewhere here. They have to converge and my program should work. So one statement inside the other statements. Okay. So let me give a simple example. You all, I think, being a mechanical engineering students, we have done the basic thermodynamics in our first unit, where we had the Fahrenheit scale and temperature scale. I think it's in scales, temperature scales chapter, where we had some problem where convert the Fahrenheit scale. I think y is equal to using a straight line equation. So you get the number in centigrade or Celsius. You convert it to Fahrenheit. Note on that, I can write a simple program. What is it? Input the value of that particular temperature in degrees Celsius, and I can convert that as a float, put the corresponding formula, then convert the equation, and you can print it. So that's a simple, whatever you used to do in the problem manually, that I can write a program. Converting your Fahrenheit to Celsius or Celsius to Fahrenheit, whatever it will be. Is it possible to do the try and except statements there? You can use that. So what is it actually? Whether that number conversion can be done easily or else. That means whether the number what you are entering is within the range or it is outside the range. So based upon those kind of conditions, you can write your programs and you can do that. So these are some of the logical expressions. So logical expressions means it is true or false statements. So if it is true, it will do one condition. If it is false, it will go to some other condition. Fine. Now, see, so when you look at this logical things, these four things, what is, so one more thing, I think maybe in the next class, we look for and while statement. Today we looked into if statement, if else statement, if else if statement, and how we can do the switching conditions and all those things. Maybe in the tomorrow's class, we'll look into for statements and while statements. So for statement, for loop and while loop actually. When we are supposed to use the for loop, when we are supposed to use the while loop for different conditions. Okay, fine. So we'll stop here.